Ilhan Omar, a sitting member of the United States Congress, has become a figure of national attention, not just for her policies but for the controversies surrounding her. Recently, allegations about her ties to Somalia have sparked heated debates, raising questions about where her true loyalties lie. Is Ilhan Omar truly advocating for America's interests, or is she using her position to serve another nation's agenda? This question has ignited a firestorm of discussion, and Karoline Leavitt, a prominent conservative voice, has been at the forefront of challenging Omar's connections. Karoline Leavitt's perspective: where does loyalty lie? Karoline Leavitt has been vocal in questioning Ilhan Omar's ties to Somalia, particularly focusing on a 2018 speech where Omar allegedly told a Somali audience, "I will always put Somalia first." For Leavitt, this statement is a red flag. A member of Congress swears an oath to serve the United States, not another country, Leavitt argues. If these allegations are true, it's not just a conflict of interest, it's a betrayal of the American people. Leavitt's criticism has resonated with many, especially those who believe that Omar's dual identity as a Somali immigrant and an American politician creates a dangerous conflict. "You can't serve two masters," Leavitt says. "Either you're committed to America or you're not. There's no in-between." This perspective has fueled a broader debate about the role of immigrants in American politics and whether their ties to their countries of origin undermine their ability to serve the U.S. faithfully. Ilhan Omar's defense: dual identity or dual loyalty? Ilhan Omar has pushed back against these accusations, framing her connection to Somalia as part of her identity, not a conflict of interest. "I am proud of my heritage, and I am proud to be an American," Omar has stated. "These are not mutually exclusive. I can care deeply about Somalia while still fighting for the people of Minnesota and the United States." Omar argues that her advocacy for Somalia, such as pushing for increased humanitarian aid, aligns with American values of compassion and global leadership. "Helping Somalia stabilize is in America's interest," she says. "A stable Somalia means less terrorism, fewer refugees, and stronger international partnerships." However, critics like Leavitt remain unconvinced. "Humanitarian aid is one thing," Leavitt counters, "but when you prioritize another country's interests over America's, that's where the line is crossed." Somalia's government ties: a conflict of interest? Leavitt has also raised concerns about Omar's alleged ties to the Somali government. Reports suggest that Omar has been involved in lobbying efforts to increase U.S. aid to Somalia, which has long struggled with corruption and human rights abuses. Why is Ilhan Omar so invested in sending American taxpayer dollars to a government with a track record of mismanagement and corruption? Leavitt asks. Is she truly advocating for America's interests, or is she serving as a mouthpiece for Somalia? Omar's supporters argue that her efforts are aimed at promoting stability in a region that has been plagued by conflict. "Stable Somalia benefits the entire world," one supporter said. But Leavitt and others remain skeptical. "If Somalia is so important to her, maybe she should run for office there," Leavitt quipped. But as long as she's in Congress, her loyalty must be to the United States. National security concerns: a risk to America? One of the most contentious aspects of this debate is the potential national security risk posed by Omar's connections. Somalia is home to Al-Shabaab, a terrorist organization with ties to Al-Qaeda. Leavitt has pointed to Omar's past comments downplaying the threat of Al-Shabaab as evidence that her priorities are misaligned. When a sitting member of Congress minimizes the threat of a terrorist group that has attacked U.S. interests, it's not just irresponsible, it's dangerous, Leavitt says. Omar has defended her stance, arguing that a nuanced approach to counter-terrorism is necessary. "We can't bomb our way to peace," she has said. "We need to address the root causes of extremism, and that includes supporting development and governance in Somalia." But for Leavitt, this approach is naive. "You can't negotiate with terrorists," she says, "and you can't trust a government that harbors them." The media's silence. Why isn't this story bigger? Karoline Leavitt has also criticized the mainstream media for its lack of coverage on Omar's Somali connections. If this were a Republican, it would be front-page news, Leavitt argues. But because it's Ilhan Omar, the media turns a blind eye. It's a double standard, and it's undermining public trust. Indeed, major outlets like CNN, MSNBC, and the New York Times have largely avoided delving into the allegations, dismissing them as right-wing conspiracy theories. But Leavitt and others believe there's more to the story. The media's job is to hold power accountable, not to protect it, she says. By ignoring this, they're failing the American people. The bigger picture. What does this mean for America? At its core, this debate is about more than just Ilhan Omar. It's about the integrity of American democracy. Can a politician with deep ties to another country truly serve the United States without conflict? Karoline Leavitt believes the answer is no. We need leaders who are 100% committed to America, she says. Anything less is a disservice to the people they represent. Ilhan Omar, on the other hand, sees her dual identity as a strength. I bring a unique perspective to Congress, she says. I understand the struggles of immigrants, the challenges of rebuilding a nation, and the importance of global cooperation. That makes me a better representative for all Americans. What do you think? This debate raises important questions about loyalty, identity, and the role of immigrants in American politics. Do you believe Ilhan Omar's ties to Somalia are a conflict of interest, or do they enrich her perspective as a lawmaker? Is Karoline Leavitt right to question Omar's loyalty, or is this just another political attack? Share your thoughts in the comments below and join the conversation. If you found this discussion important, don't forget to share it and let others weigh in. The truth is out there. Let's find it together. What's your take on this debate? Do you think Ilhan Omar's Somali connections are a cause for concern, or is this just political noise? Let us know in the comments. And if you think this is an important conversation, share it far and wide. The more people who weigh in, the clearer the truth becomes.